Role management allows one fixed terminal user authority to take over another fixed terminal. There are three types of role management. Role sharing, where a signaler can share the role of an adjoining panel or GSM-R terminal. This will mean that that signaler can answer calls and deal with any situations on the adjoining panel. Role requesting, where a signaler can hand over their role to another signaler at the end of their shift. And role rescue, which allows a signaler to take over a role from a signaler who has left their duty and not terminated their role, or if a fixed terminal has frozen. Let's look at the status bar. On the left you can see the roles that are available on this fixed terminal. A maximum of 4 roles can be displayed here. If you press the emergency function button, you can see that this fixed terminal now has access to the emergency call buttons for Gatestown West and East. If for any reason access to a role has been lost, then the role at the top of the status bar will show that the role is pending. Let's look at how to set up a role on a fixed terminal. To set up a role, press the login button and enter the password for the fixed terminal and press the login button again. A message will appear in this list. This indicates that Gatestown West is being created as a new role. The yellow role message button will flash yellow and this bleep will sound. Press this button and the system will set up the role. The message will transfer to the accepted message list. The role has now been added to the fixed terminal. A signaler may require assistance with the high volume of phone calls as a result of an operational incident or accident. If a fixed terminal has been configured by the DMC, then roles can be used by more than one user at a time, for example a shift signaling manager in a large signaling center. However, not all fixed terminals will have the ability to role share. It is important that an agreement is reached as to who responds to incoming calls and messages. It is possible to share a role with another signaler using a fixed terminal. To do this, press More, followed by Role. Select the role you want to share in the available roles list, and then press Add followed by Apply. This message will appear to indicate that the role is being accessed. You will also hear this bleep. The incoming message button will flash yellow. Acknowledge the message by pressing this button. The new role will be added to your fixed terminal. On the Gatestown East fixed terminal, this message will appear in the incoming message area to show that a new role share process has been initiated by Gatestown West. Acknowledge this by pressing the incoming message function button. On the Gatestown West fixed terminal, you can see on the status bar that Gatestown East has been added. If you press the emergency button, you can see that you now have access to the emergency call buttons for both roles. Let's look at the train's mobiles list. You can see that you now have access to registered trains in both areas. To remove a role share, press More followed by the Role button. Highlight the role you want to remove in the selected roles list and press the Remove button and press Apply. On the Gatestown East fixed terminal, this message will appear to show that the role share has ended. Acknowledge this by pressing the incoming message function button. At the end of the shift, a signaller can hand over their role to another signaller before closing their signal box. To request a role, access the role option by pressing More, followed by the Role button. A list of the available roles appears on the left of the screen. Highlight the role you need to request and then press the Add button. The role will appear in the selected roles list. Press Apply. This will send a message to the Gatestown East fixed terminal user, who will acknowledge the message. These buttons will appear. Press the Role button to access the role management screen. Highlight your role, press Remove and then Apply. This will log the Gatestown East fixed terminal off. Gatestown West will acknowledge the incoming message. The role will be added to the Gatestown West fixed terminal. Remember that the request is made by the recipient, not the person who is logging off the fixed terminal. To end the role request, the Gatestown East fixed terminal user will log onto their fixed terminal. This will send a message to Gatestown West. Gatestown West will acknowledge the incoming message and access the role management screen. Select Gatestown East, remove it from the list and press Apply. On the Gatestown East fixed terminal, this message will appear and the message function button will flash. Press this to complete the process and remove the message. If a signaller leaves duty without handing over their role to another user, the role will be left open and needs to be rescued by another fixed terminal user. Role rescue can also be used if the fixed terminal touchscreen module has frozen and will not function. To access the role option, press More, followed by the Role button. A list of the available roles appears on the left of the screen. Highlight the role you need to rescue and then press the Add button. The role will appear in the selected roles list. Your own role is highlighted in light blue. Press the Apply button. The system will then search for the appropriate role. It will remain pending until the process has been completed. Highlight the role you need to rescue in the selected roles list and then press Rescue. This pop-up appears and you will need to consider whether you have the authority to take this role. If you do, press the Rescue button. If not, press the X button. The role appears as being rescued and then active once the role has been taken over. The message function button flashes yellow at the base of the screen. You need to press this to finalize the procedure. When the new role is available on your fixed terminal, it will appear in the status bar at the top left-hand corner of the screen. Let's look at what happens on the rescued fixed terminal during a role rescue operation. Here, the fixed terminal touchscreen module has frozen. As the role rescue begins, a message appears indicating a request has been made. The role message function button flashes yellow. Once the rescue has been made, the fixed terminal will automatically log out and this message will appear. To end the role rescue, the Gatestown East fixed terminal user will log onto their fixed terminal. This will send a message to Gatestown West. This message will appear and the message function button will flash. Press this to complete the process and remove the message. Gatestown West will acknowledge the incoming message and access the role management screen. Select Gatestown East, remove it from the list and press Apply.